We were told that Storm is the greatest of sins, but we're throwing out the Stormscale with Stormscale Scion, making an extra dragon-free spellcast that turn. But I hear you asking, Daddy, how are we gonna get any hoes with a card that costs 6 mana? That brings us to Big Boy Arton, who went undefeated with a deck with Stormscale Scion and Goblin Charbelcher. And after Big Boy Arton went undefeated, nobody gave a shit. Belcher decks this year have always been blue, utilizing digging and counter, but then 2 weeks after Arton's success, shits players started to give, with a majority of Belcher decks now being red instead of blue, which is pretty wild when you think about it, because by swapping from blue to red, the deck loses its 2 main strengths, digging and counter. But for an established top tier deck to switch that rapidly, did this deck take off with the help of favores sexuales? Putting the suck in success? That's what we're here to investigate. What makes Scion work so well in the deck is that it and Charbelcher win in 2 very different ways. We play Charbelcher for 4 and then for 3 more mana. Because we technically have no lands in deck, we instantly deal lethal to our opponent, but Charbelcher is shut down by targeting protection and counter. But since Scion has Storm, even if the opponent counters the Scion itself, the copies still get made. And what this red version has over the blue version of the deck is a nutload of ramp. With Irencrag feet, we turn 4 mana into 7, allowing us to cast Scion, War Belcher, and deal lethal. And with Ruby Medallion, all of our red stuff costs 1 less, working very well with rituals, like Desperate Ritual. And if we have 2 of them in hand, we can pay an extra 2 to make 6 instead. Then there's Strike It Rich to make a treasure, which we can also flash back, Manamorphose to dig, and for more digging, Bloom's Impossible, and Bitter Reunion. And most importantly, we can sacrifice it to give all of our dragons haste. Then there's Blood Moon, and all of our pretend lands. In our sideboard, we have land hate, and a basic in case the opponent has the same. Then there's counter hate, weenie hate, and free stuff hate. That is a deck. Is this deck actually good? Off we go to find out. Opening hand 1 land, but if we can draw 1 more land, we'll have a turn 2 kill. So we'll keep, and that's the land, but it's a tap land. We'll set up with a treasure and pass. Opponent passes, and if we can draw an untapped land here, we should win. Ooh, that works. Ritual. Our treasure makes a 4th mana, so we put out feet, Charbelcher, and we take game 1 on turn 2. Going into game 2, they probably have Carnage off artifacts. We'll dump 2 Charbelchers for this, and we'll ask them 2. Opening hand's terrible, mole. And this is much better, we'll keep. We draw Ritual, we'll just play land and pass. Ooh, Damping Sphere. So it taxes additional spells, we'll just play Medallion and pass. Ooh, Ghost Quarter. And Glaring Fleshlight. And Wildfire Cool. We'll play Blood Moon. And in a very confusing move, Strike It Rich, because Medallion cancels out Sphere. Disruptor Flute, shutting off our Charbelcher. Oh my, another Ritual. We have to do some math here. We can play a Ritual, splice another. That would turn 3 mana into 6. We'll start with that. But now our next spell costs 1 more. But we'll still play Ritual, giving us 7 mana. So we'll go for Scion. It'll cost 6 plus 2 minus 1. So exactly 7 mana. 3 Dragons for us. They sacrifice a Scion for a second Fleshlight. You can never have too many Fleshlights. We can do 18 here. We'll only swing for 12 just in case, because Fleshlights are dangerous. And being stuck with sticky Fleshlights, our opponent is no match for our dragons. And now we be dragging these nuts in the match too. Opening hand 0 lands them all. And this is kinkier, we'll keep. Another Belcher. Opponent passes. I assume they'll flash in Affiliate Titties. Play Medallion. And it is Affiliate Titties. Overlord of the Ballsack, which they flicker with Affiliate Titties, putting us halted in hand, but unless our opponent has something special here, we're about to bust. Make 3 mana, then 7 mana, put out Charbelcher, dealing lethal. So we take game 1, running game 2 for round 2. Opening hand's pretty sexy, we'll keep. Oof, discard. Taking Blood Moon and not one of our lands? How interesting. We'll play a treasure and pass. Land destruction, but tragically for our opponent, we came prepared. So if they have more land destruction, then we'll be clapped. We'll put out Medallion, and then pass. We pick 2. Oh, more land destruction. It's not good. Another Medallion. We could play a second land, but if they flicker this Phantom, that would really fondle us. So we'll just play a second treasure and pass. We take 4. They do have flicker. Good thing we didn't play another land. They flicker our treasure. Ooh, Scion. We'll first play Medallion, and with a treasure, Ritual again, Strike It Rich for 1, and 1 again, plus Scion, and make a nutload of dragons. Opponent plays Great Red Hate to draw a card. Opponent passes. They evoke Solitude. We lose 1 dragon. They have Ephemerate Flicker Wisp, flickering 1 of our copies. So now we're down to 4 dragons. Opponent jumps, survives at 1. Ephemerate comes back. We lose another dragon, but with 3 dragons left, we still win the match. That was most nipple hardening. And now beyond the next milking. Opening hand has a lot of ramp with no payoff, but we'll still keep it. And it looks like a creativity deck. Manamorphose. We'll make a treasure and pass. Opponent plays Ren, getting them back a land every turn. Another land. I think our best option. Say we can draw something with Manamorphose. That's not something. And yep, they have us. So game 2 it is. Going into this run of time 2. Opening hand a lot of land destruction, so we'll keep. And more land destruction. Start with Medallion. And next turn it'll be time for kinkiness. Let's just hope we don't see Ren here. No Ren, instead they take out our Medallion. Ritual nice. And since their opponent has his basic out already, they likely don't have another one in the deck. Just throw the land. And no second land for them. We'll make our treasure and pass. Opponent passes. Another Strike It Rich. And we can't quite play Scion this turn, but we're close. Put out Medallion. And then Wildfire the basic. Ooh, Blood Moon. Now pass. Opponent plays land and passes. Ooh, feet. Daddy has a plan. First play Blood Moon. Opponent bends over and takes it. We'll then play Ritual. Strike It Rich. Put out our feet. And then our dragons. Hooray, we're taking 2. And now we must settle things in game 3. Opening hand only 2 tap lands. We do have a Valakut Charbelcher, so we'll keep. Ritual Press, opponent passes. Ooh, and also a Scion. We'll make a treasure. And next turn we can really pop off. Opponent has 3 lands untapped. It might have counter. So going all in on Charbelcher seems derp-de-der. So we'll test the waters with Medallion. They do counter. And they could also use that to counter Sion's ability, so that we can't make extra dragons. Uh-oh, Surgical Extraction. Taking all the medallions from our deck. And also looking at our hand, which means they know we have both combos in hand. They make a dwarf. Oof. And they pass. We can try for a Manamorphose to see how they respond. Another Scion. I guess we can just pop off, but knowing that we have feet, they could just wait and counter that. But I suppose we'll take the risk. Or Ritual. They just counter that. Okay. In that case, we'll just pass. Opponent just passes. How interesting. What if we set up with Reunion? Dumping Charbelcher because it seems too risky. Ooh, Blood Moon, that's good. So as Derp-de-der as feels, we'll attempt to draw out the counter by playing Ritual. They Surgical Extraction or Charbelcher. And now Blood Moon. No fancy lands for you. Opponent swings and passes. Ooh, another Scion. Not too exciting here, but without feet. And then Scion. With 1 extra mana, we'll give haste and tickle for 10. Oh, look at that. We take the match and our opponent's panties. So not be on the next bundling. Opening hand, all ramp and no payoff. We'll just hope to draw 1 and keep. We'll make a treasure. And it's a mill deck. Also pretty fast second, they could have counter. Oh, land destruction. We move 4. Come on, and payoff card for daddy. Ah, shoot. As Derp-de-der as it feels, we'll take out the Field to Run, even though they mill us for 3. We mill 4 more. But then our opponent just passes. Oh, they Surgical or Charbelcher. So we only have Scion to win with. Make a treasure. They mill some more. Blood Moon, sure. Another crab. And a second Surgical, yep, that'll do it. Game 2 already. Going into this round time 2. Opening hand's quite fast, we'll keep. We'll make a treasure. One passes. Ritual. We'll dig with Reunion. Medallion, that's pretty good. More land destruction, but they pass. And now check out this kinkiness. Play Medallion. Ritual. Another one. And Dragons. Give them haste when we take game 2. Oh, game 3 it is. Opening hand's good enough, we'll keep. Opponent plays land destruction. And Ritual Press. Start of the treasure. Ghost Quarter. Blood Moon here is tempting. But we also could just pop off. Popping off it is. They take out our land. We could basic. They mill us, sure. But they don't mill any Scions, so they can't Surgical it. No. They do Surgical Feet though. Uh-oh. That is in our hand. That actually really messes us up. That means we don't have enough for Scion this turn. So we'll just Blood Moon instead. I'll make a basic. Opponent draws a card. Another Scion for us. We'll make a treasure and pass. Second blue. Sundering Eruption. They might have counter. We'll just play land and pass. Opponent passes again. Ooh, Ritual. Play Ritual. Making 2 dragons. Opponent has a crab. Then they pass. Ooh, Medallion. Tickle for 10. Play Medallion and pass. Opponent draws. And victory's ours. Quickly, here are the winners of the giveaway. And it's on the next match. Opening hand is absolutely great. We'll keep. Uh-oh, this looks like the mirror match. One way or another, Red Belcher's gonna win. At least we're on the play. We put up Medallion. Oh dear, they're Rakdos Belcher. Oh, and they take out our land. Ooh, Ritual. Our opponent tried to queef in our face, but it's time to queef back. With 3 mana, put out feet, then Belcher, and we toll. So game 2 it is. Going into game 2, let's bring in land destruction with Ask 72. Ew, opening hand, 1 land, but it's a tap land. We'll maul. And this hand could work. We'll keep. Oh, it arrests us. Taking our Charbelcher. We'll make a treasure and pass. Opponent digs. Dig some more. And a 3rd time. Then they ramp. And they go after our land, but this time we have a basic. Manamorphose for us. We'll dig and find another Manamorphose. Dig some more, and oh, feet's not terrible. We have no payoff. I say we shuffle up our hand, leaving behind 1 Ritual. And still no payoff. Opponent goes for the ramp, putting out Belcher, so we're gonna have to win this turn. Oh boy. We can unload our hand, but there's nothing we can do. So we must settle things in game 3. Opening hand, no payoff just yet. We do have land destruction, so we'll keep. Opponent discards us again, taking our Medallion. Scion, nice. We can just get 1 more Ritual. We'll be in great shape. Opponent passes. Oh, it's not a Ritual. We could take out their land here, or we can dig and set up for next turn. If our opponent has a basic land in sideboard, taking their land will do nothing. Kinda dumb, but we'll take out their land. With Eruption, please no basic. Oh good. Opponent replays land tapped. Come on, something good for daddy. Oh, Medallion. We'll play it. We shall ramp. And with 5 mana, put out Scion. And so next turn we'll have lethal. And unable to find an answer, our opponent concedes. So we managed to get the 5-0. Since this run is pretty quick, let's start 1 more league and play until we lose. Opening hand's pretty explosive, we'll keep. Oh, it's a blue deck. This could be tricky depending on how much counter they have. Opponent plays Steel Cutter, so when they play the second spell, we'll make a 1-1. And it's a Blitz deck, so they probably don't have that much counter after all. We're already at 15 and they have 4 cards in hand. We might just be clapped no matter what, because we lose 3 life from our untapped lands. So the safest option, make a treasure, and just play land tapped. Opponent digs, they bolt us, and with Lava Shard, they put us at 1. So game 1 goes our opponent. Going against the front time 2. Opening hand, no ramp and all payoff, we'll maul. And this is better, we'll keep. Opponent mulligans a 4? What a loser. Opponent passes. Ooh, Medallion. We'll make a treasure. Punch and pass. Quarry Steel Cutter. And they pass again. Reunion. How we just play Medallion. Then we pass. Opponent passes. Probably too risky to pop off here. We'll just play Reunion. Dumping Strike It Rich. Play a second Medallion. Aha, they did have counter. So now we just wait for them to tap out. They bolt and make a weenie. Opponent plays Chandler. And they do tap out. It's time to make our opponent pregnant. Show our feet. Play Belcher. And we take game 2. Play with settle things game 3. Opening hand's very tempting. 1 land though. I suppose we'll keep. Opponent digs. Oh, that's not a land. Monastery. Ball with the buff and draw. And then we pass, so we're both off the slow starts. Ah, shit. This bad. Only Chandler. And they hold up 1 mana, so they might have counter. That is a land. Attempt to wipe. They buff. Saving both the creatures. It does buy us some time. Bolt. We got a 6. We're pretty clapped. Ruby Medallion. And they even have counter. They swing. Putting us at 2. We can just draw a ritual here. There could still be hope. Darn, not a ritual. So close. So in that league, we went 3-2. Losing to Orzhov Land Destruction. There we have it. The deck certainly performed, but just how good the deck is depends on how much land destruction and discard we see. Both really messing us up. There are a lot of good competitive decks to choose from in Modern. Red Belcher doesn't really feel like the best deck out there, but what I do really like about this deck is that being mono red, it's a pretty straightforward deck to pick up. So once again, shout out to big boy Arton for putting this deck on the map, and until next time, stay to me tech.